How's it going, guys? My name's Luis. Hope you guys are having a great day. It's been about 3 years since the PS4 and the Xbox One were released here in the United States, and we now have new versions of those systems. We have the Xbox One S and the PS4 Slim, and many of you guys will probably end up buying one of these consoles, either a refresh or for the very first time. So I wanted to make this little comparison video showing you guys what each one has to offer and which one is better for you, the Xbox One S or the PS4 Slim. Let's start off with the prices. You can pick up a 500GB Xbox One S with Halo 1 through 5 for only $300 right now. On the other side, you have the PS4 Slim. You can get the 500GB model with Uncharted 4 for also $300. Both of them offer a great console and some games that get you started right away. The controllers for both of these systems are really up to personal preference. However, from a technical standpoint, both of these controllers now feature Bluetooth and a 3.5mm headphone jack. That means that you can pretty much use any pair of headphones on either one of these controllers. Now here's a few negatives for both of these controllers. For one, on the Xbox One side, you have a brand new 2016 controller that for some reason still uses AA batteries. While on the DualShock 4 side, you have a rechargeable battery, but if you want to play this thing all day, then this battery is going to die really quickly and you're going to need to charge it multiple times in order to continue on gaming if you're going to have a very long gaming marathon. So there's a drawback for each of these controllers. Now let's move on to the new technology, because these are refreshed consoles with new features. The Xbox One S has mostly the same hardware as the original Xbox One, although it's smaller in the form factor. The CPU is technically faster on the new Xbox One S compared to the original Xbox One, but you won't really see a difference with the naked human eye. On games like Forza Horizon 2, you'll see a 2 to 4 increase in the frame rate. The real cool new feature with the Xbox One S is the 4K Blu-ray Player, along with the ability to stream content in 4K. You'll also be able to upscale pretty much any application/game up to 4K now, although it's not running in native 4K. Xbox One games can now support Hdr Gaming too, at least on the Xbox One S only, but it's also up to the developer to put a patch in their game to allow this feature to work. Forza Horizon 3, for example, is one of the first games to support this new feature. The improvements in the Xbox One S are made mostly to make it a much better multimedia machine, and it definitely delivers. If you have a 4K TV to actually use most of these features, it's definitely a great value. You can stream content in 4K, your games are upscaled to 4K, and you now have a 4K Blu-ray player that's pretty much the cheapest 4K Blu-ray player on the market. The PS4 Slim, on the other hand, doesn't really change too much in terms of hardware from the original PS4. It's definitely slimmer than the original PS4, but really not by that much. The only real major benefits of the PS4 Slim over the original PS4 is that it's smaller, it's slightly quieter, and it now supports 5GHz Wi-Fi for faster downloads, although the original Xbox One already had this. It should be noted that the PlayStation 4 Slim also supports Hdr Gaming now, although that's pretty much a software update that's available to all PS4s now, and there really isn't any games on the market right now that actually support this just yet. In terms of new technology, the Xbox One S definitely has more to offer in terms of being new. There's way more features with this new Xbox One, whereas the PS4 Slim is really just a smaller PS4 with better Wi-Fi. If you want a box that offers the best multimedia experience for watching TV, streaming content, and watching Blu-rays, then the Xbox One S is definitely your console. But we're not done yet. Let's talk about the video games. On the Xbox One S, you have a lot of great exclusives that are either exclusive to the console or exclusive to the console and PC, most of which are tailored to racing gamers and first-person shooter gamers. Sunset Overdrive is a third-person adventure game that combines fourth-wall-breaking humor with crazy weapon combinations. Fire out some record discs or maybe a teddy bear bomb. The weapons may sound a bit weird, but there's no doubt that this game is a blast. We're talking Galaxy Note 7 levels here. Halo 5 may not have offered the best story in the franchise, but it did offer an incredibly fun multiplayer mode that's honestly one of the best in the series. You have your favorite game modes like Slayer and Capture the Flag, but you now also have War Zones, 12v12 multiplayer modes that have you performing different objectives on really giant maps. Rare Replay offers 30 classic Rare games for only $30. Play classic games like Battletoads, Banjo-Kazooie, and Conker's Bad Fur Day all on your Xbox One for one low price. Lastly, Forza Horizon 3 just launched this month, and it's one of the best new racers on the market. It's one of the first titles on the Xbox One to support HDR, so if you have the TV set up for it, you can expect some crazy looking visuals in this game. Forza Horizon 3 is also one of the first Play Anywhere titles. Essentially, from now on, all Xbox One exclusives won't just be exclusive to the Xbox One, but it'll also be available on PC, so when you buy a Play Anywhere title on Xbox One digitally, you'll get a free copy of it on your PC too. Play Anywhere titles are a really good value for Xbox One owners because essentially when you buy a digital copy of an Xbox One game, you get that game on PC for free too, as long as it is a Play Anywhere title. However, if you're a PC user looking at getting an Xbox One for future titles like ReCore or Gears of War 4 or Forza Horizon 3, then there's no real reason to buy an Xbox One anymore outside of the 4K Blu-ray player, because you could essentially buy those future exclusives on your PC now too, without having to drop $300 for a brand new box. Now, continuing on with the Xbox One S, we have one cool feature, which is backwards compatibility with Xbox 360 games. Not all 360 games will work, but a few select titles like Call of Duty World at War and Bayonetta will work on Xbox One, and even get a performance boost at times thanks to the more powerful hardware. Now, on the PS4 Slim side, there's a bunch of exclusives just like the Xbox One, but the one major difference is that the exclusives on PS4 tend to be exclusive to the PS4, and not PS4 and PC. Uncharted 4 is one of the best looking games this generation with great gameplay to back up its visuals. This is the final entry in the Nathan Drake story that focuses on a more mature Nathan Drake, one who is trying to settle down and have a normal life with his family. It's an epic end to PlayStation's most famous series between the PS3 and the PS4. Infamous Second Son is the third installment in the Infamous series that has you play as a conduit named Delsin. Delsin has the power to copy the power of other conduits he meets, and with these new powers he helps take out the armed forces in Seattle that are trying to wipe out the conduits. If you've ever wanted to have an open world game that gives you crazy superpowers, then this is definitely the game for you. Ratchet and Clank 2016 is a remake of the original Ratchet and Clank for the PS2. This new remake ties into the movie that just came out this year, but more importantly, it's a really fun platformer with amazing new visuals that accompany the great gameplay. Quite honestly, Ratchet and Clank looks like an interactive Pixar movie. It looks that beautiful. If you've never gotten into the Ratchet and Clank series, this is a great place to start. The Last of Us comes from the creators of Uncharted 4, and it's actually a PS3 game that got ported over to PS4 with 1080p gameplay at 60 frames per second. It's a beautifully designed game that has you living in an apocalypse, one where zombie-like creatures rule the world. You'll play as Joel, who's trying to deliver a girl to a research lab to help find a cure for the infectious fungus that's causing this entire mess. Unlike the Xbox One, the PS4 doesn't have direct backward compatibility. Instead, it uses a service called PlayStation Now that you have to subscribe to, but in return you get access to a large library of PS3 games that you could stream straight to your console over the internet. Think of it like Netflix for gaming. It should also be noted that this service is now available on PC and PlayStation Vita too. Both of these consoles require an online subscription, so if you're on Xbox One, you need to get Xbox Live in order to play online, but in return you'll get a few free games every month that you can play and keep as long as you're a subscriber to Xbox Live. And the same thing on PS4 Slim. On PS4 you need PlayStation Plus to play online, but in return you'll get a few free games every month that you can keep and play as long as you're a subscriber. In terms of third-party support, both consoles get just about the same amount of third-party support. However, it should be noted that PS4 tends to run third-party titles better than the Xbox One, in the form of either running the game at a higher resolution or at a faster frame rate with a few exceptions here and there. The difference is usually a game playing on Xbox One at 900p, while on the PS4 it tends to run at 1080p. The PlayStation 4 is definitely the console more focused in terms of gaming and video games in general. There's more exclusives on it that are actually exclusive to just the PlayStation 4, not PlayStation 4 and PC, only on PS4. There's also more third-party support that tends to run better on the PlayStation 4 than the Xbox One S. So in terms of overall focus on gaming, the PS4 is definitely the better platform. However, there are other services on the Xbox One like backwards compatibility and Play Anywhere that offer a lot of good value if you end up going with the Xbox One S. So what's the best console for you? Well, if you want a great all-in-one media box with a really good value, then you can't go wrong with the Xbox One S. Microsoft may have had a rocky start with the original Xbox One, but with the Xbox One S, there are so many new media features that make the $300 price tag on it really worth it. If you're more interested in playing video games, then you should go with the PS4. The PS4 Slim has true exclusives, games that you can't find on PC, and it offers the best third-party experience, at least between the two consoles. Not to mention that in October, Sony will be releasing PlayStation VR, a VR headset that'll introduce VR to the PS4. From the start, Sony has and still is mainly focused on providing a dedicated gaming console, and they're doing a really good job at it. And even after all that, if you can't decide whether to get an Xbox One S or a PS4 Slim, ask yourself these questions. What exclusives do you care about the most? Would you rather play Halo or Uncharted 4? Would you rather play ReCore or Kingdom Hearts 2.8? These are the questions you should ask yourself because one of them has exclusives that you can't really play on the other, so would you rather play Microsoft exclusives or PlayStation ones? And even after that, if you can't decide either, if you just mainly care about third-party support as well as online gameplay, then what are the consoles that your friends have? Are they mostly on Xbox and you want to play with your friends? Then go with the Xbox. If most of your friends are on PlayStation and you want to play Battlefront with them or Call of Duty, then go with the PlayStation. And if you still can't decide between an Xbox One or PS4, then you can always go with the NX, right? When the hell are you guys announcing this thing? Anyway, thank you all very much for watching the video. If you guys found it useful and enjoyable, smack that like on it. It really does help me out. I really do appreciate it. And if there's anyone else in your life that might be stuck between this problem getting an Xbox One or a PS4, send them this video. Maybe it'll help them out. In the meantime, you can go check out my other videos that I have up there and my social networks over here. I'm pretty active on my social networks, so if you ever have a question, you can send me a tweet and I'll pretty much reply instantly. Or you can send me a snap. I love to see what you guys are up to, what video games you guys are playing. And occasionally I'll ask you guys to send me snaps and you guys might make it in future videos, so that's always fun. Thank you all very much for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.